I found out some incredible stuff, so I'll share my essay when it gets ready.
Was it coming up with the other weather closer or no?
There's one in.
That's weird if they're losing.
Loretta sent it in by email, but there may be some type of firewall that is bound, not allowing them to get through or something.
Well, if that's the
So I
case,
don't know.
there's a real problem.
There's a real problem because I have had 2 people apply. One got through and then she couldn't get in because even though she wanted to, she lives in the unincorporated area. And there's a regulation against that in the charter. But Loretta lives right near the high school, so that they didn't get her application.
Can she just walk it into the clerk's office?
They found it.
Oh,
they ended up finding it because she sent. She had filled this out and what she did with it.
Right.
So Holly pursued it and they finally located it. But that's a concern.
Yeah.
If there's there's no way of having them go through.
We've also got, dynamic stuff. So, yeah. Coming.
Hi there.
Hi there.
Hi, Siobhan. How are you?
We put up a bed. Matthew and Robert and he.
I don't think that this clock is correct.
It's good for me. It's a little, that clock is a little, oh, there we go.
For you.
It's 6 o'clock.
Okay.
It's
I'm like, clock in the
I
media
got here right
room
at
says 6 p.m. And I'm calling the Sustainability Committee to order on Thursday, July 17th, 2025 at 6 p.m. And Holly, can we have a roll call?
Yes. Chairperson Menino.
Here.
Siobhan Meehan.
Here.
And Carol Mickett.
Here.
Carol Mickett, thank you. Oh, it's just a point of order. Diane Brown did notify me ahead of time she would not be able to be at this meeting. She has also had to resign from the committee. So, the power 3.
Oh, boy. Prime number.
So as far as the minutes go for May 2025, does anybody have any thoughts or amendments to that?
No, I move to pass them. I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The only thing I saw on that was urban forestry was mentioned. So I don't know whether we're calling, I know that the plan is urban forest management plan, but throughout the minutes, it said urban forestry in several different places. So I don't know whether that's an issue or not.
So because the urban
Story map?
right, the story map is about the urban forestry program essentially. So I think that was aptly titled
Okay, that's.
And
the
I will
name of-
ensure that anytime we reference the plan, that we're saying the urban forest management plan, but I think because we're talking about the urban forestry story map, and it is titled that, so.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much. One point of information I did add, that Christina was present. I think in the version of minutes that I had sent out, I overlooked the fact that I had not recorded her attendance under the staff, so I added Christina Cole, sustainability intern.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, moving, we don't have anybody from the public, but we continue to invite anybody that has any interest in sustainability and the way that it is vital to the city of Tarpon Springs. Please come and join us, and you can speak on anything that is not on the agenda or comment on things that are on the agenda as we go through. But moving to the next discussion item, the first one is our final discussion and the committee endorsement of the Urban Forest Management Plan. Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you.
So hello, welcome again, and thank you for having us. I do have Mr. John Snow, our consulting arborist, and then we have Ms. Pat, who was instrumental in providing help with the plan as well. Tonight, yes, we're talking about the Urban Forestry Management Plan, and this is about taking care of all of the trees and all of the green space. And as we all know, that trees are just more than just decoration. They have quite a valuable. And this guide will keep our city green and healthy for everyone, and that is the whole point of it. So why is a plan like this important to Tarpon Springs? Trees are one of our city's greatest assets. They help protect our homes from storms, keep our air and water clean. They make our city a beautiful place to live and visit. This plan helps us care for those trees smartly so they stay healthy for generations to come. It also shows other organizations that Tarpon is serious about protecting its environment and becomes very helpful when trying to find proper funding and support. Why does the urban forest matter to Tarpon? This plan connects with all of the big goals that the city already has, like keeping our heritage alive, managing growth wisely, and protecting our environment. Together, these goals make sure as the city grows, the tree and the green space grows as well. It's about building a community where everyone benefits from nature. So the vision that you helped create is simple. It's to create a lively, welcoming urban forest that reflects our city's unique history, helps manage rainwater and heat, improves air quality. We want everyone to enjoy these benefits now and in the future. We came up with 6 clear goals: to grow the tree canopy, involve the community, update the city rules, and build a strong urban forestry team, prepare for storms, and track our progress. These goals will help focus on what matters most. The plan isn't just words. There's 25 specific steps we want to complete over the next 10 years. These steps will guide the work that we do, help us stay on track, and will keep everyone up to date so you can see how we're doing. An annual State of the Urban Forestry Plan will be presented by the municipal arborist to track that progress and inform future actions. The city team will be created from different departments to work this plan together. We'll also ask for public input at key moments to make sure your voice is heard. Teamwork is essential in making our urban forest thrive. We need to address the challenges head on. Like any city, Tarpon has some challenges with its trees. Storms can damage them. Development can reduce the spacing for planting. Sometimes maintenance is tough. This plan helps understand these challenges and come up with the smart ways to handle them. Like tree diversity, keeping nature balanced. Keeping our trees healthy, we need a good mix of different kinds, not just one or two species. This balance helps protect our forests from pests, disease, changing weather. We're setting the limits so no one species can be dominant. We're going to plan with nature. We want to make sure new buildings and roadworks work with our trees, not against them. Planning with green spaces in mind means healthier neighborhoods, a better quality of life for all. Keeping our trees healthy and growing. Good tree care is key. Planting trees well, watering them properly, and taking care of soil helps trees grow strong and live healthier. We'll incorporate more industry best practices to keep our urban forests thriving. Cooler neighborhoods for everyone. Trees help cool our streets and homes, making sure summer hot days are comfortable and we can lower these energy costs. This plan focuses on making sure all neighborhoods benefit from shade trees and green spaces. Everyone has a role in the urban forest. Taking care of trees isn't the city's job, it's everyone's. It's a community effort. We want residents, schools, businesses, and other groups to help get involved. Together, we protect and grow our green spaces. As you know, we work together, this team of us in this committee. So part of the integration is to make the 335-300 benchmark, not just recommended, but adopted. The Sustainability's no net zero canopy loss was the goal. But the journey to net zero is not about planting more trees, but how we plant those trees. We want every home to see at least 3 trees from their yard or a vantage point in their home. Neighborhoods to have 35% tree cover for everyone to live within a short walk, the 300 yards to a park or green space. This simple rule creates fair access to nature for everyone. We'll track our progress year to year to see how our urban forest grows and changes. The staff to adjust the plan as to ensure we're meeting all of our community's goals. I do want to thank the committee for your hard work and being part of this journey. Teamwork we have shared with the needs to be fostered in the future, just like you're doing with your other frameworks and plans already developed. We need your support. The community can learn more and share thoughts on our urban forestry page at connecttarponsprings.com. There is a survey after they read the plan, and they can provide their own input. So please, anyone listening online, please go and check it out on tarponsprings.com on the urban forestry management page. Thank you for helping us build a better urban forest. Comments, questions? We have the head cheeses along here with us.
I just have a question about the presentation you just gave. So we have this, but then what you're saying is not on here, but you are doing a narrative to go with this? Is
Yes.
that what's going on?
Yeah, I have a very limited amount of time possibly at the BOC and near my practice.
Okay, because I'm looking like, where's she saying all of that, you know? It's not. So it was really good.
Thank you.
Yes, excellent.
Mhm.
We did make some other additions to your comment.
Yes.
Oh,
it
this
should
is the
be-
long version?
It should be, there you go.
We did add
This is the plan itself.
the mangrove section. We did talk about water, trying to find it.
Good.
Hold on,
Yeah.
bear with.
Shannon, is it possible for us to get the updated?
So it will be in the, it's going to be, it'll be
Documents.
in the agenda packet for the BOC on Tuesday. for the meeting on the 22nd. And then once whatever happens, the outcome of that, I can provide you all with a copy of wherever it stands, whether it's still in a draft format or whether it's
Approved.
pushed through as, yes, a final document.
That'd
And
be
then I
great.
I just didn't want to spend the paper to give you something
Well, I don't
tonight
need
that,
paper, I would just like, to
it's on Connect
put
Tarpon
this on-
Springs
Okay,
also.
it's in Connect Tarpon.
The one that's up there, so I did add a section on mangroves
Oh, great.
Awesome.
about showing which ones are where, how they carbon cease restoration, as we
Oh,
know,
good.
as they, prevent us from having erosion,
All
and
right.
taking the carbon out of the air, putting it in the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and the social and economic benefits of having them,
Mhm.
especially with our storm-prone areas.
Mhm. That's great. They're my best friends.
I know, it's so good. The mangrove section is excellent. The whole plan is,
Recommendations
but-
for policy actions on mangroves.
Hmm.
And this is the working core group that before I did a little bit more in depth on it. That's it, pretty much. And we talked about water a little bit more in the other different areas. Trying to make that maybe the next step as for a deeper dive, as you may want to call it, for the individual departments and seeing what their needs are, as well as how they can plan for the future.
And you're going to be presenting on the 22nd?
It's as a consent agenda item right now, and if it gets pulled or anything, then yes, I will be there for that.
And you'll send us the final. version.
Yes, I can send, and I can also make sure I can send it to you, via our Google Drive, and make sure that you have the link to the Plan on Connect Tarpon too. And then
Right.
if you all desire a printed, I can also do that for you once it's to that point. So we'll just make sure that everybody has what they need. Absolutely.
Terrific.
So as you saw, we had the little blank page. The goal is, if you have a consensus today, and I would love to add the letter into this document and make it a part of the final one that does actually go to the BOC.
Should we pull up the letter?
Yeah. That's a nice letter.
I thought it was lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go.
I thank Holly for proofing it a number of times. And the only thing I think that I'd like to add is second line, it says everyone from city staff to citizens. So that's clarified.
Staff to residents.
Yeah, right.
I think it should say city
City
staff.
staff to citizens. You read it and are you
Yeah, I thought it
comfortable
was
with
great.
Okay. Yeah, really, all I had to do was echo everything that was so beautifully written in the plan, because it's all true, all absolutely essential, in the way that we interact with trees in our environment, and how many bases were covered for the sustainability plan, really. Air quality, storm control. I mean, there's so much. I looked at both plans side by side, and there's so much that interface. Awesome. Okay,
So I move that we accept this letter and that we present it to Shannon to incorporate in her presentation.
A second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Wonderful plan. So much work. Oh, boy.
Been a labor of love.
Yeah.
And also, I would just like to say from a, peer perspective, that the time and professionalism with which Shannon has done this, I am so impressed. So, and with John's, guidance, and Pat, giving input, the committee, I just thought it was lovely how it all came together.
Teamwork.
Like a tree.
Yep.
Very much like a tree.
Well rooted. Yeah. And branching.
Yes. Branching out to the citizens.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
you.
you. It was truly the most beautiful plan I've seen ever. And it was, so I certainly encourage and hope anybody that can go online, to go online, read it, and give feedback and participate with other citizens in Tarpon Springs.
Yes,
Because
I'm
it's essential to our quality of life, absolutely essential, and the
excited
heritage.
to send it out to people I know here.
Mhm. Good.
What was that line about city staff and citizens?
Oh, it's just add.
Are you thanking?
Just, no, it's just the very
It was
beginning.
staff, and she's just adding.
The innumerable benefits that trees provide to enhance health, beauty, and quality of life are nearly impossible to quantify. Everyone, and the way it says right now is from staff to citizens.
Right.
I think just city staff to citizens might read better or make more sense so that people go, what staff? You know, I mean, I want them to
Right.
understand that we're talking about city staff.
But I'm wondering about the use of the word citizen, because not everybody
You want to say residents?
who live here are citizens, right? They can be residents and
Residents is-
visitors.
Yeah, resident kind of
Those are fine.
incorporates
Yeah.
anyone who lives in the city for any
Right.
amount of time or, you
Right.
know, visits. We could, I mean, as
Yeah,
long
I
as
think
Denise is okay
residents
with
is
that.
better.
Okay.
So wherever it says citizens, we will change it to residents and everyone is okay with that.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
great.
that's
So we'll just,
more
Amend that-
encompassing.
John,
we accept the letter with those two changes.
Yes, please.
John, your comment?
I would say everyone from staff and visitors.
Yeah, I would too.
Okay.
Visitors is important.
Good.
Great.
Relevant, people,
Mhm.
because people may come down on 4th of July to Craig
Mm-hmm.
Park as an example,
Mhm.
and just visit
True.
Mhm.
for a 50.
Even First Fridays, the big events that, you know, draw people to Tarpon Springs that don't live here. I think
Yeah,
that's great.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Visitors,
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay, I think that's a great idea.
everybody, even space aliens.
That might be the first time that's referenced in an official document of the. Just kidding.
I like the way you think.
Okay, well, that sounds like
Okay,
we
thank you so much
a couple of
for all of
amendments.
your hard work.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you all.
meeting.
Thank you all so
Thank
much for being
you.
here.
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, well, that went just swimmingly, so
Thank you.
yes, we are all so grateful for that. So yes, item number 2, I just wanted to give you all a little tour of, we just published this week our sustainability web page. So really just in the last few days, I just wanted to give you a little overview of that. Now this is kudos to Christina. So since I started with the city, you know, a year ago, one of my main goals, underlying goals, was to, you know, prepare for the time that when we would be able to update the city website. So that time came, and thankfully Christina was already on board and she had the right skill set. So you all had given your comments, you know, about the need to make information more readily accessible. So we're trying to connect everything. So on the main sustainability landing page, we've created these nice little buttons. These are little, you know, widgets, tiles that you can click on to go to our sub pages. So the sustainability plan, and we'll go there, you know, solar energy, which is really like, it covers other green initiatives. We've got water conservation, recycling. So that's going to link to our solid waste department, solid waste and recycling department. We've got a link to, of course, the urban forestry page. That's going to take us straight to Connect Tarpon Springs. So a quick way to access the urban forest management plan would be to go to the sustainability webpage and click on urban forestry. We have a whole section of environmental, or as rather educational links, sorry about that, and resident resources and pertinent local organizations. And then over on the side, we've got the link again directly to Connect Tarpon Springs, and that's going to take anyone who clicks on this to our sustainability, page on Connect Tarpon Springs, which was begun, when the plan was being developed, but now it kind of has housed some other information and updates, and it's where we post the newsletter. We publish the newsletter there. So this is the best way to access our sustainability newsletters. And then we've got a little blurb about, upcoming events. The next public event that sustainability will be involved in is the Back to School Splash Bash and EcoFest. And so anyway, I just think it's a really clean and nice plan page. And then down here at the bottom, we have added this is sort of our best attempt at encapsulating sort of how the sustainability program came into being as a formalized program in the city. So it talks a little bit about the Sustainable Tarpon Springs blog that Denise started, and then into, how Turn the Tide came into existence, and then how that sort of fueled the creation of the Sustainability Advisory Committee and our, evolution into having a sustainability coordinator position, and then creating the plan, Sustainable Tarpon Springs, very aptly named. So feel free to read over this, send me any comments, because again, this is just,
To it.
Yeah, I was just trying
Get
to
to-
figure out, is it live already?
It
or-
is.
Okay,
Mhm.
so I went into the beginning of the website.
Mhm.
How do you get to this
City of
website?
Tarpon Springs, Florida
so it's
.us.
the city's website.
Okay.
So when you go to departments, we are under public services. So sustainability is under public services.
Okay,
And I know that public services is not a department that every city has, but that is where we are here in Tarpon Springs. And you can also search, right? So you could,
I think the search link needs to be better though, because I tried searching it
okay.
under sustainability, and there's just, there are links that come up, but it doesn't lead
but
to
it
this
doesn't lead you to that
page.
page.
Under departments,
Under
I go to
departments.
what?
So under departments, you go to public services. So it's,
Oh, I see, sustainability.
so it is, there are quite a few departments listed, so I understand that. Alternatively, if you click on this departments, it takes you to a separate page.
Oh,
and you can
I
scroll
love that, the bicycle in the
that way.
background.
Isn't it?
Is
The-
cute.
The scrolling pictures are very,
Yeah.
very pretty. So it's two different ways.
Scrolling.
If you hover, it'll pop up. If you scroll down, if you click and go to the departments page, it will give you the list of all of the departments. So it is.
Where are the pictures you're talking about?
Oh, she was talking about with when I think I was hovering. They scroll.
Well, I
So,
was just talking about when oh.
They scroll. So the ribbon picture at
okay.
the top where it says "Welcome to Tarpon Springs," the picture in the background is going to be continually turning into a new picture, right? It's a slideshow essentially.
I
So
just have the city hall.
Yeah.
right.
mine
So
had a
yours is
bicycle in the
right. So yours is
background.
because you engaged with the website at a different moment than I did. It might have given you a different image. That's just
They
how
don't
it's.
change.
They do on the main city website, it scrolls. So once I've clicked onto my department page, it may just be static, but like on the city's main page, it scrolls. So if I go to the home page, this picture now it's showing Sunset Beach. So in just a couple of seconds, it will be a new picture.
I think
so
it
now it's the
needs to-
sponge guy.
It needs to be a little faster, the way
No,
it scrolls.
No.
But it doesn't scroll on the,
So
on
once
the
you go into the
system.
departments, I guess it's static, but that's just,
it's just city hall. That's all I have.
Right.
but I have a hibiscus. So see what I'm saying? When you load it, it might populate with a different picture from the slideshow. So it's just, it's a group of photos that,
This is awesome though, because
Mm-hmm.
this was one of the recommendations made.
Now
that
I don't
has-
have any
Has
picture.
been made for quite some time to update.
yes.
Now it's just
the
gray.
website.
Yes, so the website is really, really coming along nicely. So sustainability plan, we'll just go to,
Is great.
Oh, now I
for
have
example.
the hibiscus.
it'll load. Yeah, it just
Yeah,
takes a
that's
second
what I
to load.
had.
So this is because we're on a sub page. So you just have to
Now
understand
I
that.
have a hibiscus.
Okay. sometimes when you go down a certain number of levels into like a sub-page of a division or a department, there might not be a photo. There's not one on this one, so. But if you click on sustainability plan, it kind of gives an overview of the plan, and then the photo itself of the cover is a clickable link that will then take you to the document itself. So our plan is right here, front and center, which we love, with the letter adopting it, or the letter referring to the resolution that adopted the plan in 2023. So that's great. And then we have like a picture of our Future of the Region Award. And then we have we have links to other related plans, of course, the comprehensive plan, the strategic plan. We have a slideshow, just a rolling slideshow of, this was just the recent photos from the awards. If you all have any photographs that you took during the time that the plan was being made or anything like that, feel free to send them to me, because we're having a hard time finding them. And I feel like there were, obviously I wasn't here, but I know that there were workshops and there were, work sessions and things of that
Those
nature.
are in the plan.
Yeah.
But,
So,
a lot of the work that was done
yeah.
was during COVID, so we were
Oh,
meeting.
that's true.
We're meeting
Okay.
by Zoom.
Zoom.
For a
For
lot
some
of the meetings. Then we
okay.
were meeting downstairs, we were all wearing masks.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So no one
nobody
was
took
thinking about
pictures.
documenting that.
Yeah,
So,
it was
it was a different time.
kind of
It was a
thing you
different
want to
time.
forget
So,
about.
you know this photograph, and you also have it in your newsletter.
Mhm.
I mean, one thing is, in the newsletter, you put names, but
Yes.
we don't know who those are, like the two women at the end.
That's because we just didn't really have a lot of
I
room,
have
but
no
we can.
clue who they are
Yeah.
and why they're in that photo. So it would be good,
Yes.
especially in the newsletter, to say,
We just didn't really have a lot of room because the font would have been very, very small. But I will do that on the
also,
website. That's a
I
good
think
point.
that to acknowledge everyone who was included in doing the plan.
Well, the
So-
letter in the plan does that. I mean, to be fair, we can certainly do that again, but that
I
we-
think it's important. I mean, one of the things, and this is very important in any group, especially when you're volunteers. Volunteers don't get paid. So what is important with volunteers is acknowledgement. And it's a real bee in my bonnet that there's not a lot of acknowledgement for volunteers. And I do know a number of people who have resigned from committees because they're not acknowledged for their work. Indeed, they get pushback for things. And if the city is requiring to have citizen committees, which they do, the key of you want to show that as a volunteer, volunteers are acknowledged and praised. And that would get more volunteers, because it's like, why would I do that? Well, one is that you're acknowledged and you're put forth for the work that you do. I know many of us who wrote that sustainability plan and worked tirelessly.
Well, I do know that you have been acknowledged, and I apologize that you haven't been acknowledged other than in the plan, but I will tell you that that's how the city got the award, because I did the write-up and I acknowledged the immense amount of work that was put in by the committee and also through the core staff that, did that plan together. So
Okay.
you wouldn't have gotten the award were it not for that in the write-up, but you didn't see the write-up, so
But
that's
Holly,
fair.
Yeah, we aren't getting acknowledgement,
Yes.
and it needs to be public acknowledgement. And for the people who actually put the plan together. And it's not only this committee, it's all of the committees. People need to feel as though the work they do is being valued, and you're not just there because you have to have these committees. And if you want citizen engagement, citizens need to feel like they're getting something. I mean, there is a personal thing about wanting sustainability and wanting to contribute to your city, your home, but it needs to be both ways, especially if you're a volunteer. Because, a lot of people get resentful, and I've heard this from people on committees, that they're not being paid and they're doing all this work that really a city staff person should do. This committee is different. Our staff is remarkable and does a lot of work. But-
Thank you.
So anyway, this is a real bee in my bonnet.
Okay.
And being on other boards, you know, I know on other boards, I've seen very powerful people resign from the boards because they're not being acknowledged for all of the work they've done or money they've given. And that's crucial to volunteers.
Is there, has the city ever done like a get-together for all the volunteers?
They
mean,
have a
we-
volunteer appreciation.
We did there was a resolution in April that was the Volunteer Appreciation Month. And I believe that the Board of Commissioners and the mayor acknowledged all of the committees, you know, directly at that time.
What's
As
that?
that was on Earth Day, it was the same day as,
When we were there.
Yes.
But they only acknowledged the chairs of the department, of the group.
well,
Should
they,
have had everybody up there and everyone invited. Instead, you know, it's not to say that the chairs don't do things, but everybody does. And a year or two ago, we had that dinner,
It was
remember,
over
at the
at the
Heritage
Heritage
Center.
Museum.
But
okay.
we had a dinner, but no one was introduced. You know, it was like, nobody said, oh, here's the sustainability committee, stand up and say your name. It was like,
You know,
Well,
there's a
that is
certain, there's
something-
a certain gift of hospitality. I think that that's what you're talking about. It's and it is a real charism of hospitality
Yes.
where
Right.
someone, I'm not completely off topic, but I was at a situation at my store years ago where we were honoring someone who had passed unexpectedly. And everyone just sat there and no one was saying anything. And I realized that no one knew how to facilitate the situation. And just because I had had some experience, I just jumped into the role. But it was like the store director was there and she was quiet. And the mother of the deceased person had come all the way from England. And I thought, I was thinking, oh, this is so uncomfortable.
Right.
That nobody is jumping into that
Right.
leadership.
Yes.
But it's almost as though at this, anytime we have a gathering where the people that are part of the committees are being recognized, you have to have somebody that understands the importance of
yes.
facilitating and welcoming and appreciating
Right,
everything that is done. That's a gift
right.
to be able to do that. So they've got to figure that out
They do.
within the city staff. Who is best at doing that? Who might be that point person?
Well,
that is
actually, the
really-
mayor should do it.
Yes.
Well, maybe,
And our current mayor is really good at that.
do we send a letter? Is it
Well,
possible?
yeah, maybe
Just-
that's something that just needs to be.
Yeah.
He's been getting his feet,
Feet, yeah.
into,
The mayor?
right, just
I
into the
know,
role.
I had a meeting with him
A couple
with,
months.
for our NPAIR, North Pinellas Advocate for Racial Equity, and we met with him, me and the board chair. And, I mean, he welcomed us, he immediately, our names were on a stand, we immediately had a photograph, I mean, and he made us coffee. He was, I mean, we were like, felt so welcomed. It was wonderful.
That's awesome.
You know, and that's the way volunteers on these committees need to be treated.
I'm a major volunteer at Safety Harbor Art Music Center, and they're continually
Love that.
acknowledging us. And, you know, and it's just amazing. You know, you just feel, you feel like it's your clubhouse, you know? It's, so,
great.
yeah, I totally wholeheartedly agree.
Okay, I think that this is an excellent point, and I do
Feedback.
think it is great feedback, and I do think that, you know, this is, there has obviously been a gap.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
when,
The other thing is interacting with the other committees, you know, in a
Yes.
social situation, so that we can all, you know, it will really help bond us. And we have so many challenges living in Florida right now, horrendous challenges with the weakening of FEMA. You know, we're not going to have door-to-door contact anymore from FEMA. They're getting rid of that, numerous other things. So it behooves us to become a stronger community.
Yes.
Interface between the citizens. You know, I was telling Carol before we started, I was really, really appreciating the fact that, you know, we are still honoring some things that are falling by the wayside federally.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not going to say it because I don't think this is the forum at all, but I think it's up to us to be community. It's up to us to engage in positive actions
Right.
and leadership wherever we go, whoever we're relating to, and to encourage that in others. And maybe that's why we're going through such a strange time, you know, is that, you know, the Depression, the Great Depression brought out some of the best behaviors in people.
Absolutely.
Right, right.
There are trying times that bring out the
Yes.
very best, and we have to
Right.
hold that,
'Cause-
that there's always light,
Right,
you know,
'Cause
as long as we shine it.
totally.
And what Siobhan said, you know, people on the other committees are people who want to engage.
Yeah.
And so we all need to meet and bond with them because we are like-minded in that regard.
I mean, we could go to Kearns, they have that event room. I'm just throwing out,
Right.
you know, possibilities. And also seeing that we have a new engaged mayor, to have an opportunity to meet with him more, engage with him. And at a time when, and we're not going to get overly political here, but we're getting less support from the feds and the state, okay? All the municipalities in Florida. So it is a moment of opportunity and a moment of need, right?
Very much.
right,
Well, thank you for your
Noted.
comments.
yes, thank you for
And that-
illuminating this important.
And that may indeed bring more people
Right.
to the committees.
Yeah,
If they
that's
see that there's engagement and it's not just, you know.
That's an excellent idea because,
Mhm.
you know, trying to get people, maybe we have an event where it's all about bringing in more people for the committees and we can meet the other people in the committees. Because I've been trying to get this one friend of mine to join the committee and he's, you know, he's on the fence, he's not sure. But if you were able to bring these people to an event,
Yeah, maybe the second event after
Yes.
we sort
Yeah.
of work it out. a little.
totally, we want to meet everybody else first.
Right.
And then what, you know, then the next one would be, let's bring in more people, encourage
Yeah.
more people to come.
Basically, the thing is, you can't invite people to be part of something and then just drop it, right? It's got to be continually welcoming and because, you know, it's a difference if you have a job. You go to your job because you may like it, but you're also doing it because you're getting paid. Volunteers,
Yeah.
you know, that's tough.
It is. No, it's quite a commitment above and beyond your, you know, you're spending your free time. So
Yeah.
it is,
And it's not
something
only
that needs
coming
to
to the
be-
committee, it's all the preparation and, you know,
you spend a little extra time.
commenting.
So on that note, I am wondering, Christina and I are wondering if you all would like photographs of yourselves on the advisory committee page. This is a personal, you know, I didn't want to, I don't want to assume anything. So, but we would love, you know, we can put them there. We can put a group picture there. We can do whatever you all
Great idea.
feel comfortable with.
And I think
Yeah.
for however long the committee has been in, for each year, it would be nice on there to list people's names. So there's a
Okay,
history
I can try,
of
I can try to, I
participation.
can try to go back and, document that to the best of my ability. It is sort of a rolling, list. It doesn't honor, I mean, it doesn't fit within the boundaries of year,
Well,
but we can
for
definitely
each-
do.
For each year,
um,
2020, 2019, I don't know, when did the committee first start?
The resolution was a 2019
Yeah,
resolution
so
that established the committee.
2019,
I'm
and
not
then-
sure about the first, yes, the first, like Denise's,
A lot of the people
appointment
are
wasn't.
mentioned right in the table of, well, in the book.
Oh, sure, they're in the beginning of the sustainability plan.
There are quite, well, there are quite a few people, I think, that have been on the committee, that are right in this, advisory committee, page,
You're looking.
in the plan. But you're right, I think that's the history.
Previous, okay,
And the dates.
Okay.
Because I'm not seeing, oh yeah, it says Dr. Paul Robinson,
Yeah.
previous member,
See,
Judy Nelson,
He's really
previous member.
important. I didn't always agree with him, but he really did a lot and
Mhm.
worked extremely hard on this plan.
Mhm.
And, as did Robin Reed.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, she's acknowledged in the plan. I don't think that we would, I mean,
she was incredible.
in the advisory committee, I mean, we're just specifically talking about the committee
Right.
now. So I think it's a great idea to put the former members just to acknowledge their service and involvement. And I think that's great. That's why I wanted to, bring this to you all. It's here. Please send me comments. This is an opportunity for you to give input.
And also,
So I
if
love
you
it.
list them, and they see their name there, maybe they would help with this, growing this tree,
Yes.
so to
It's-
speak.
Absolutely.
With, well, do you know anybody who might be interested in the committee,
Well,
I mean-
Paul lives in Maine now.
Yeah.
Some of them have moved on, sure, to different places or things, but if, you never know, right? The impact of saying, thank you for the service of previous members, like you're saying, acknowledge that. So I think that's a really easy and smart way to do it.
I
And
think
they
that
may
might be
wanna
good
re-up
for all
and be
of
on
the
committee
committees.
again.
Yeah.
And-
I will pass that along. I don't manage any other committees,
Well, I
but
mean, a lot
I
of them have
will.
been around for much longer than the
Yes.
sustainability
And when
committee.
we, add that to this page, I can certainly, share that with any of the other staff liaisons and, say, our committee thought it would be important, right, to
Right.
thank the previous, volunteers from years prior. And so we did that. And that's a really nice idea. So hopefully it'll catch on.
And where did you say the part is about the history?
So that's on the main, just if you click on the sustainability, the landing page, if you will, for sustainability. And again, we just based this on, we emailed Denise and Dory really since they were kind of some of the early chairs and co-chairs of the committee. So this is just our attempt really at encapsulating sort of that without getting into an actual, specific timeline and names and
Where is that?
so it's just on the sustainability page. It's called the landing page. So the main sustainability page below these tiles, below these buttons that you can click on, at the bottom, it talks about paving
Yeah, I
the
see
way
that.
for a sustainable future. So it just kind of talks about like the origin of,
The history?
yeah, the
of-
history.
of what brought the advisory committee about, and Dory had come
The
over-
grassroots
she had
efforts
come
that
to
led
me
to,
To talk to me about forming a grassroots committee, Turn the Tide, which is still,
Right.
active. And I think that we could reach out to some of those members. I actually did this week reach out to somebody who is the brother of a woman that's still involved with that and ask him to send her, put in an application.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
you'd want to go to their meeting and talk about the sustainability committee and invite them to apply. That would be good. And on next Monday at the Citizen Academy community meeting,
Mhm,
we could say that. I thought Zeb told me his wife was going to.
Okay, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I am not invited as a speaker in any capacity, but if there is, if that is an opportunity that presents
Sure,
itself,
you
I
can
would
raise your
absolutely
I go
do
to
that.
those meetings all the time.
Which meetings?
Great.
I'm sorry.
So, on Monday, and I have to double check the time, but is this their regular community meeting, Dr. Mickett? Okay.
They
It's
have
the
one each month or every
Citizens
other
Alliance
month.
for Progress, right?
Well,
Or it's the
It's
Union
that-
Academy
it's the-
neighborhood. It's the neighborhood. Okay, it's the neighborhood.
mhm.
Um,
It's that community that puts on Juneteenth and all sorts of. And they're the people who are discussing the moving of Stevens art piece to Dorset Park.
but
They're
it's at
very
the
active community.
It's at the CAP Center, though. So that's their, I guess, monthly meeting.
That's where they meet.
Yeah.
Okay, are there any more comments on the sustainability webpage?
Please feel
Any more?
free to spend I'm not asking you to spend more of your free time, but should you desire to send any, comments on just content or, but there are things that we could have missed that said, we don't want every page to be, miles long, but we want to make sure we cover, kind of the intent of what obviously is in the plan. And I just had a thought, actually, economic development. So,
Does every website on this have the little guy waving at us?
Spongy, that's Spongy. He is the, assistant, the chat, yes. And you can search or ask him to help you find something. He should pop up on every page when you are on the website.
Cute.
So it is
Yeah.
cute. And you can ask him a question. And if he does not give you the correct information, you can let him know that he did not give you what you were looking for and that you need better information. So 'cause it gets trained over time essentially. So that's a feature of having an AI little helper there. So, well, thank you again for just making it a priority to support, improvements like this in the city. I think that the website updates are super, they're just really helpful. And to just add another kudo to Christina, we did a collaborative effort, and I just kind of said to other departments, if somebody needed help and didn't have the capacity, that Christina could help them. And so she actually worked on the solid waste and recycling, the yard waste, getting all of their information put together in a really nice visual way. So she's just been an incredible resource. And I think that the city is just really lucky to have people, staff, even interns that are dedicated to, making things better. So kudos to her for that. And kind of, I guess we are good to go into our next topic, if that's okay with you, Denise. Your
Scheduling.
Scheduling. So because we were alluding a little bit to our committee membership, challenges and limitations. So I just kind of wanted to take everyone's pulse and take a poll on availability, for the next, let's just say 2 meetings, because we do have September being possibly, depending on, we don't know about extending anyone's term, but that would, according to what we know, that would be Denise's last meeting. Dr. Mickett is considering, her future, and we
How
have to,
many more, how much more do I have? 1 year more?
I think 1 year would be the time that you have left, according to the document that the Assistant City Clerk keeps all of the dates on.
But
So-
I have to be re-upped and approved by the commission.
Yes, because your term is up on the 30th of 2025.
Of September.
Yes. We would have to, that's correct, yes, because your term is September 30th of 2025. So we would need to, if you choose to do another year, which again, you have the
Would be 1
prerogative.
year.
Right, it would be a 1-year extension because then that would take you to the 6-year
Okay.
limit.
I'll think
So,
so.
okay, please just, let me know what you, just because that does, I just have, if it's a board item, I mean, it would have to be a board item, in which case we would just need enough notice to then put it on one of the September meetings so that it's done before the end of the month. And so that really is, the meat of it is, it's just you three. And so for August and September, if anyone knows that they cannot, be here, I
It's
just thought
August 21st.
August is the 21st
And September 18th.
in September.
I wasn't going to be able to be here on the 18th, but I think I can now.
And there is the possibility, since we do have an active applicant, there is the possibility that we could have that, I don't know if it's possible by August that you might be able to join us. I really don't know, but I'm going to make sure that process
Be great. if we
continues
could-
rolling. So we will, have hopefully a new member by the August or September at the absolute latest meeting.
Mhm.
So no one has any known conflicts at this time? Okay. And of course, it is a consideration going forward, just if, our membership continues to be a small number. We don't know what the future holds, but, there are other committees that did decide to meet at different intervals rather than monthly. If it becomes too burdensome for the members, that's just something you all can consider, right? So I just want you to know you have that as an option in the, it's just a reserve option. I'm certainly not, I wouldn't sway anyone anyway. My job is to be here every month for this meeting, so I will be here regardless. But if you ever wanted to consider that, you certainly could bring that as, a discussion topic. So, okay.
Okay. Do we have items for the next meeting's agenda? And I think that at that point, you may be ready to share the climate.
Yes, so I
Action plans?
I should be able to get you all a draft, at the time that the agenda goes out, the agenda packet of the Energy and Climate Action Plan. So that will be a presentation for the next agenda. And then, Dr. Mickett, you invited
Katie
your contacts.
Taylor.
Okay,
And I think Zeb.
okay.
But
And
we'll see them on Monday.
correct. So we'll confirm if we're going to have, any other organizations come to that meeting. If so, I would put them, I would give them obviously the
First.
floor to be first, exactly. And then my presentation would be, could be after that. And if they were interested in staying, they could. And if they wanted to leave, they could also do that. So, I think really with those two things, that's probably enough, unless there's something small that, we just needed to discuss. But like if we do have a new member, doing an introduction
Right.
would be probably the only other thing we would need to fit in.
Mhm. Yeah, the energy and climate action is probably extensive.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Okay. All right, just my staff comments. I just included, materials in the agenda, just so you all had them for reference, just so you could see
Right.
kind of some of the programmatic things that we have been doing. Obviously, you saw, Dr. Mickett, you alluded to the fact that you had seen the newsletter, so that's great.
Oh.
And so it's the goal to do one, quarterly, or if not, if we ever, space it out, it would be like 3 a year, but I think we'll definitely do another one in the fall. So I thought it had some good, and we are still, even though the drought information is slightly out of date, we are still, even though we've had all of that rain, in a abnormally dry condition. So it's just something for everyone to stay mindful of. And then, of course, our watering restrictions. We are going to continue doing a series on water conservation. So we created a bill in the utility that everyone should receive in their utility bills throughout a cycle. So I guess the utility bills get printed like in 5 printings for each cycle, so you may not have gotten yours yet that has this, but everyone in the city should get a water conservation flyer. And so we're going to kind of do it.
Mine
Good.
this month, yeah.
Okay. So we're going to do a series, just to draw attention to it. It's also something that I think we are really actually, required to do through various, permits and our, just the oversight with the water management district and everything. So we are trying to do more just awareness, right? So we might do, the next one might be more of like water myths, like busting common water myths, right? Like Florida's a wet state, so why do we need to worry about our water usage? So, just things like that. So if anybody has any ideas for other water conservation, points. But this is a big one for the city because, we just don't have an endless water supply. And of course, the reverse osmosis process is a very energy intensive process. So when people are using fresh water, they need to keep in mind that it's using a lot of resources to get to that point.
So if people ask us at all, because they know, they might
They
find
might
out that
know.
we're on the committee.
Sure.
How is the wastewater being utilized?
So the wastewater, about 80% of our wastewater in the city is turned into reclaimed water. And a lot of that is,
Reclaimed?
Correct.
It's used for golf courses?
that's right. So there is a tank at the golf course that is for the reclaimed water that is utilized for the irrigation there. And then we have 2 reclaimed tanks, of course, at the wastewater treatment plant that then service the other irrigation lines in the city that are for reclaimed irrigation. But unfortunately, our reclaimed irrigation lines, they don't cover the whole city. We can't quite cover the whole city. It's such a costly, endeavor to put all that into place. And since we do have an 80% use rate, that's actually really great. And
great,
it's, So I think, there's kind of the way that it's working right now has been very consistent and very smooth. And in the newsletter, we did a whole, highlight on the wastewater treatment plant. And our wastewater treatment plant processes are, it's an impressive facility, honestly, especially it's not the most modern, but the staff, the way that they've kept it up to date and have added new technology,
It's impressive.
they really do a great job there. So the city is super, super lucky that that facility is just as, well-maintained and cared for as it is. And our reclaimed use rate, again, is just, it's phenomenal. So,
Do you have reclaimed water at your house?
No.
I don't either.
yeah.
Do you?
I don't know, who has it then?
Yeah, there,
We have a tank for rainwater.
Yeah,
that
we
comes
have
off of
rain
our
barrels,
roof.
yeah, or cisterns or rain barrels, yeah.
rain barrels.
Mhm.
And
We
that's-
use that a lot,
That's the
but
best in the sense that it's all nitrogen enriched by
Yeah.
the lightning and
Right.
everything.
and we have a well.
Yeah, that's good.
So just keeping our little awareness about that. And I think that was the,
But
okay.
people pay for reclaim, don't they?
Yes, no, it does. Yes, of course. It costs. It is not free. I will not speak on the costs or the billing aspect of it because I am not super knowledgeable about that. But yes, it is. And the watering restrictions are slightly different if you are watering with reclaimed versus
Right.
fresh water.
Certain days,
So
right.
yes. So for more information, obviously, the city's website, we have all of the restrictions listed very thoroughly there. But that was just a little highlight. And then the next update is our storm drain mural program. So I did discuss that last Wednesday, the 9th, with the Public Art Committee. They were very supportive. They were very interested. It was a lovely exchange. They were wonderful and supported. They did vote to move the program forward, and they said that they would support it financially as far as paying for supplies or a material stipend of some kind. So really, really great. They do not meet again until October, so I think that they sort of designated one of their members as a liaison, and we could discuss, with the staff that'll be involved, kind of some of the details between now and then. And then I think at the October meeting, they would, kind of finalize things. So it's not going to be something
What's
that,
the liaison?
that is going to be Martha Hickey.
Okay.
I believe that's,
Mhm.
and so they were wonderful and very receptive. So great little partnership developing with sustainability and public art and staff. And it was, yeah, so very exciting overall. So thank you all for, sending that to them and thank you to them for pushing it forward. Great all around. And then one other just thing to highlight is that at Tuesday's Board of Commissioners meeting, I will be presenting about the Solar and Energy Loan Fund, which I've talked about a little bit before. And that's Florida's first green bank. They do the alternative lending, specifically aimed at low and moderate income residents, homeowners, landlords, and for a lot of resiliency-based home improvements, as well as, they have special lending programs for veterans, for, disabled persons, for female head of household, again, low and moderate income, people who have low or not great credit scores. So really just wanting to ask the Board of Commissioners to support the mission of SELF to the benefit of our city residents, and just asking that they allow SELF to put our city seal on their website as a, as one of the cities or counties that is, in support of their mission, and just to draw attention to the services, the products that they offer, rather, so that our, the residents of the city know that it exists, right? They can apply directly to SELF. It's not going to require any additional, staff time or resources to just try to illuminate this as a great resource that's out in the world so that people can upgrade their living conditions. They have a special going on right now, I think, for air conditioning loans. So for people who might, have had their air conditioner go out in the heat of the summer and they might not be able to afford to fix it, they can apply to SELF for a loan. So
What the interest rate is?
So their interest rates are typically under 10%. I can't speak to exactly what it would be for any particular product or applicant, but they do, typically I think they're somewhere in the 5 to 10% range. So it's lower than a traditional bank, and they do not, again, check credit. They require an applicant to show that they can pay. So they approve a loan based on an applicant's ability to pay. And of course, they have to, if they would be a homeowner, they would have to be in good standing on their property taxes, all of those things. So they do have, there are requirements, but they have a very smooth process, and they have a very low default percent. So really, it's just a great resource, again, to share out in the city so that people know that if they fall upon hard times, that there might be an alternative, source of funding to help them fix something at their house.
And this is only for new solar?
So it's not even specifically for solar, it's for general home improvements. They give loans for roofs, they give loans for windows, doors, air conditioning. They do energy efficiency specific loans, so solar can be part of that, lighting can be part of that, weatherization can be part of that. So lots of things to help reduce the operating costs for a homeowner or for a landlord.
Do they do, so suppose someone already has solar and has a loan out, will they refinance?
Ooh, I do not know that they do any refinancing. I would have to find out about that. I'm pretty sure it's just for a first time project, but I don't know that for a fact. But I could definitely find out. That's a good question.
That could be helpful for people.
So this is just one of those sustainability things that I feel like is part of the social, aspect of sustainability, as well as the economic, really reaching out and making sure that, our residents have resources that they might not have been aware of before. So just kind of formalizing that and really broadcasting it and trying to encourage other departments to share it, and yeah. And then the last update, which I don't think made it on the agenda, is that we also initiated some energy audits with Duke Energy. So they do this as a free service for their business customers, essentially. And we are a large customer for Duke Energy. And they are going to be coming into our buildings. So we started here in City Hall yesterday and looking at things like lighting, you know, again, kind of like we were just talking about with the self loans, building envelope, where are we using our energy the most that we could possibly make a change and save, obviously save electricity, save resources, save money, all of those things. So they're going to be doing a few buildings kind of each week and just putting together a packet for us that lists, you know, here are some changes that you can make and here are the expected savings. And so that's just been something that I've wanted to include in our sustainability program, just looking at ways the city can, you know, save money, save, again, our precious resources. Let's not use more electricity than we really need to. So,
Thank you,
Yeah.
Molly.
absolutely. My
Any,
pleasure.
is there an update at all on the the amber lights at the?
Oh, yes.
beach?
I apologize. I thought I had closed that loop with you all. We did initiate a new contract with Duke Energy for the amber sea turtle lighting as well. So that has gone through. And I don't know about the timing of as far as when they're going to change out the fixtures, but I can find out. So that was initiated, completed. But then, yeah, maybe actually maybe that was right after. Oh, we didn't have a meeting in June. That's why I didn't update you on it. So I'm sorry about that. Yes, so city manager approved it. Finance, we talked to the city attorney, looked at it, went through all the proper channels. So it's a small, you know, small cost more than what we were previously paying, but for the, you know, aspect of it being that environmentally friendly initiative and directed by one of our commissioners. So I think that was a win.
Mhm.
Great.
Isn't that awesome?
So Sunset Beach, I think there were either 16 or 17 fixtures. And interestingly, on Fred Howard Beach, there aren't lights.
There aren't lights.
So I thought that was interesting because I was trying to compare and ask the county if they had made that change, but they don't. There aren't any fixtures to change there. So that was an interesting thing to learn along the way. But anyway, so
Good. Thank you.
whew, it's been a busy
Okay.
couple of months.
Any terrible comments? Well, I just want to say that this meeting, the BOC meeting that's this coming Tuesday, Shannon's going to be presenting. I don't know where it's going to be. When they say
It's on the,
consented,
it's right, yes.
Right,
Like
the
Dr. Megan said,
consent
that is
agenda.
usually one of the first. So I will be doing the resolution for self, which usually they do resolutions at the very beginning and then they go into the consent agenda typically.
And then
So-
you're presenting on the self.
Yes.
Okay.
So that should be early as well. That should be at the
So,
beginning.
If you're able to be there, it'd be nice to support the
Sustainability
the
/
final
urban forest.
connection
Management
to
plan, yes.
What has transpired with the urban forest management plan. UN's global risk report has just been published and it's worth reading if you haven't. And Holly has done the Google Drive.
Google Drive.
I'm not sure how to access it.
Okay, I can give you a little,
Which I would love to see, but there's going to be a place where articles and
Oh, yeah,
videos
right.
and things could be shared
Right.
without always having to request that they be sent to all of the committee members, and that's on Google Drive. I'm not
if I
super
can do.
savvy with
on
that
this
yet,
computer. Let's see if I can.
but I did send her something on a significant concern that it was just published in an article on July 1st of this month that a major reversal in ocean circulation has been detected in the Southern Ocean for the first time with key climate implications. And what's happening is that the saltier, heavier water that really sequesters a lot of carbon is rising to the surface. They've lost as much ice there and calving and melting that equals the entire area of Greenland. And that's been happening gradually, but scientists always thought that this would mean that the fresh water was going to be rebuilding ice on the top. But you know, this is completely unexpected, unanticipated, and it's really interesting and worth reading how this might affect global temperature and how the reversal, it's called CMOC. It's, I'm trying to remember what that actually stands for, but the reversal of the current there will eventually affect probably AMOC, which is the Atlantic currents. And we're kind of in uncharted territory for the first time in.
And the Gulf Stream.
Yes.
slowing
it's
down.
the absolute first time in recorded history. I mean, it may have happened on the Earth at some point, at some, you know, in some epoch, but this is the first time that humans have recorded this experience, and no one knows at this point how this will affect
There's a
climate.
lot of stuff like that happening and way more quickly than expected. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
always-
so I'm on this sustainability, and then it says zip extractor or what?
So, let's see. Please share with me. Okay, so when you click on that, it doesn't let you open it. There we go. You just
Oh.
double tap.
Double tap.
Right,
Okay.
so there's a folder, and then when you double click to go into it, you will see that I created a document that says shared links for committee members' interest. So in the interest of obviously not
How do you open
communicating,
that?
so you would just same double click it. So again, in the interest of, I didn't give permission. Well, I'll do that. I thought that if
Well, where's the thing that Denise was talking about?
so it's on this document. So I didn't know how to.
Yeah, but I just have women rise
So
up.
I think it says because you're signed in as, it's a different
yeah,
email.
okay.
So if you go into your other, if you
Yeah,
sign
okay.
in as your other account, you will have permission to view. So the Google Doc is a place where we can drop link and share, but obviously we're not commenting because that would not be like, that would be communicating.
Right.
So, but it's just
Huh.
the act of sharing.
I am
Sharing
not
things
on
that you
this.
feel are vital to kind of having more of a global background of what's going on.
Sure, I mean, you're just the sustainability related, things of interest that you all feel are pertinent to,
Yeah.
just being aware of that could influence things that we might discuss here. I mean, obviously like local Florida,
Okay.
environmental concerns, things of that nature,
Shared with me.
city, if there was something in city news that, you thought that someone might not have, and you can always just send it to me and I can put it in there as well, so.
You sure? Why am I not getting this?
Kind of weird because you're in the folder, so I don't know why.
Well, let me see if I'm me now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm me now.
Okay.
This is.
Oh,
what-
yes, yes.
I want this
Okay,
one.
so now, try to open that. Okay, so now it should open. There we go.
Southern
So,
Ocean, okay,
Southern
got
Ocean
it.
Current Reverse, so I've shared links for committee members' interest / free time reading. And I just started listing ones that people had sent in the past. So I just put them all in there. And then I started looking at other things that we talked about in meetings, so I added those. Just kind of wanted to create, like we talked about, a little library. I can update the version of the urban forest management plan that's in there to make sure everyone, has direct access to that. So just a place to keep updated information.
That's excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, any comments?
Nope.
If you don't have the comments, we can,
The roundup situation.
oh,
Yes, I mean, it's still out there. So we do I don't know if you saw in the last Board of Commissioners meeting, but the city has ratified a new Public Works Director who will be starting soon. So I think once that director is in that position for a little bit of time, that might be something that we can start to address. They're just, there really just was not a way to do that without someone in that position. So we will see how we can, look at that. It's definitely a thing I'm willing to cross over and try to get as much information about as we can and just, see what their policies, their procedures are and kind of go from there.
Mhm. Yeah, I would definitely prioritize it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's
Okay,
7:16.
I move that we adjourn.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much for adjourning at 7:16.
Good meeting.
Thank you all for your time
Yes.
and efficiency is always good when we can do that. Would you all want me to take your photo tonight? Or would you want to send me a preferred photo of yourself?